now we're going to take a look at how we set up and configure XPression Live CG. So XPression Live CG is a software-based graphics platform that we have now included as of NAB 2016 with all Carbonite switchers. So with this, you're going to need a Windows 7 platform with NVIDIA graphics. Obviously, there are other Windows platforms, but that's the official fully supported Windows platform. And you do need an NVIDIA graphics card. Okay, so we have that dongle and we've taken it out of the box and we've plugged it into our machine and we've installed XPression. So the first thing we want to do to set up XPression Live CG is going to be on the XPression side. So let's go ahead and switch over to our computer view and we'll see what it is that we're talking about. So here I've got my XPression and I already have a demo project loaded into it. But all my frame buffers are currently red because I haven't configured it up to talk to the switcher yet, to use the media stores as those frame buffers. So first thing we're going to do is go to Edit, go to Hardware Setup, and you'll notice that we have no inputs or outputs. So we're going to add, we're going to come here and we're going to use the Roslink connector and click OK. So now it is asking us for our IP address. Of course, we could get it from dashboard. Also, the other way of getting it is from the panel going Home, going into System, Next, Next, Frame IP address. And I can see here that my frame IP address is 10.62.140.216. So when we switch back over to dashboard, we can see that we've typed that in. Now channel 1 of the CG is going to use channel 1 of the media store. Now that does mean that the alpha will automatically go into channel 3. Now one nice little option here is to be able to send a black image when the frame buffer is clear. Now because this is going to be used as our CG, we want it that when we clear the still graphic file from XPression to also clear it out of the media store frame buffer. So what we're going to do is we're going to check that box because in this application it makes absolute sense. Now our frame size, you can fix it. So since I'm operating in 1080i, I could always fix that output to 1920 by 1080. That way if I loaded a graphics project that was built for 720, it will automatically scale the images up as it renders them. Now with a full motion XPression package, like a Prime or even a Studio, those systems, you can set the outputs to be up-converted as well. Or since they were coming into the switcher, you may have used a FrameSync format converter to take that 720p and scale it to 1080 as well. So there's a couple of different ways you would have gone about it. And so it's good to have that same type of option built into the Roslink connector for XPression Live CG. So that was channel 1. And of course, since we have 2 media store pairs, we can use the second for a second channel so that we can have that equivalent of a 2-channel CG. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second one. So again, we do Roslink connector. And again, we're in that exact same IP address. So in my case, 10.62.140.216. Only this time we picked channel 2. And of course, I want to clear that frame buffer and I want to specify what I'm always operating in. And you'll see that they're active. This is because it has established a connection to the switcher and it knows that the switcher is there. So up next is your GPI boards. Now this is for the ROS talk. So Roslink is what allows the Live CG to send the graphics into the frame buffers. But we want to be able to control the sequencer and the events from the Carbonite control surface. So what we want to do is go to our GPI boards and we want to make sure that we add the ROS talk device. Click OK. We're going to set it for TCP/IP protocol and we're going to use the default port as 7788. Since I have nothing else on this machine, like dashboard using a listener on 7788, that port is available. So we'll go ahead and click OK. If that port was not available, I would have set a different port, and then on the switcher when we set it up, we would map that as well to a different port. So we click OK, and it is now active and ready to go. So what we've done here is we've set up our ROStalk protocol, and we've set up our ROS link or live CG connections. So now that we're good, we click close. Right away you'll see that our outputs have cleared up, meaning that they're no longer showing a red error. And that again is because we've now established our 2 frame buffers. Here on the right hand side, we can also expand those channels because just like a real ROS XPression CG output, real meaning full motion, on a Studio or a Prime or any of those other versions, you can put multiple graphics on a single channel and it will do the compositing. So you can think of it as multiple layers, just like multiple keyers in a production switcher. So this becomes very helpful in that we can drive numerous graphics on the exact same frame buffer. So getting your live bug and your lower third doesn't require 2 channels or tying up 2 frame buffers in the switcher. All right, so now that we've set this side up, let's go back to our switcher, because we're going to need to set up the device that we're talking to the switcher on. So we would go into Menu, System, Next, Device Config, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a new device. So we go to Add New. It's going to be a slot device, meaning IP device, not SP for serial port. And we want to set up our ROStalk. So we click Next. It'll be XPression. And we want the IP address of my XPression computer. So easiest way to do it would be come to Start, type in CMD in the start bar. That will launch our, I'll just minimize this. And then we type in IP config. So I can see that I am 1062.140.209. So when we come back to our switcher panel, what we want to be able to do is type in 209. So we scroll to 209. Now, the middle knob will change what field you're changing the value of, and it puts square brackets around it, while the right knob is going to allow you to dial in the number. So we've set it to 209. The default port is 7788, which is what we had set our XPression up for, so we don't have to worry about our XPression and doing a different port number. Now, when we scroll the option list, you'll notice we get a pre-roll, and that's in relation to roll clip and how the roll clip functionality works. Now, we're not going to be using roll clip, so we don't have to worry about this anyway. So with roll clip, the default is that it would be on. We are going to turn this off. We don't want the Carbonite sending a command to the graphics system whenever this source goes to air. It depends on your workflow, and if you like the cut the key on and it auto advances your sequencer, that is where the roll clip functionality can become useful. And you would be able to select the command that roll clip would send. But we're going to go with that value being off so we don't have to worry about it. Now that it's configured, we click on the knob and it will say, confirm this assignment, and we are going to confirm it. Now what we want to do is we want to assign that device to the media store inputs. And even though they're internal, you do it the same way as an external source. We go Menu, Config, go into Input, and now we're going to scroll until we find our media stores. So M1 uses M3, so Media 1 uses Media 3. We already know this as its alpha. So for a device, we click on it and we go to that new entry, number 4, XPression. And I click OK and confirm. So now we're going to do the same thing for media 2. Now, unlike some of the other devices, there's no channel to assign. And that's because when you define your commands for controlling the XPression, those commands define channels. So you just need to know which connection to make. So we're going to click on that and confirm. So now the other thing is, if you were to go back to System and go into Device Config, and we were to look at number 4, you would now see that Media 1 and Media 2 are assigned to that slot. So that makes it very easy to figure out which ones we're going to send the commands to. So go ahead and get out of there. So now that we've got these configured and set up, when we look at our display, if I take this graphic and we put it to frame buffer 1, and we take this graphic, which is already set up to go to frame buffer 2, and we put it to frame buffer 2. So now when we look at our multi-viewer, you see that those graphics have gone into those channels, and currently I have them assigned to keyers so that I can put them on air. As you can see, Media 1 is using Media 3 and Media 2 is using Media 4. And even while it's in, if we take another graphic online to the same thing, it will live transmit that graphic into that media store buffer. So allowing us to change graphics on the fly. And so these things will be updated and sent over the network and driven directly into the media store buffer. And as we can see, video, alpha, and our full key. So when we build our graphics, we want to make sure that we've assigned them to the correct channel and the correct layer. So when we were talking about the layering, you could see here that if I was to take our score bug and we were to put it onto the exact same channel. So what that means is same channel, but you'll notice it's on a higher layer. So if this goes to air, what's going to happen is it's going to composite. So we can see here that on 0 is the home bio, on 10 is the score, is the scoreboard. So when we go back to the multi-viewer just to look at this, we can see that those two items are on air in the exact same channel. Now, if we take one of them offline, inside of the XPression, what's going to happen is it's eventually going to clear it out. And again, if we go and send the clear command to everything, you'll notice that all of them are cleared out and the black frame buffer is sent through. So another example, I guess, that we can give would be, the score bug is in. So score bug was in, and my lower third graphic. So we go ahead and take a lower third graphic. So it puts in that lower third graphic. And if we take it out, right, we want to be able to just clear that layer. So with clearing that layer, you'll notice it takes out the lower third because we cleared that layer. So it does work and function where you can have these multiple graphics on the exact same channel still. As well as you can do back-to-back graphics. So when we have a graphic online and we go to another graphic, right, it will drive graphics back-to-back. So you can take them, make sure that they're good, and then go ahead and transition them on. So being able to have these two channels and be able to drive graphics into the exact same location without having to necessarily clear it every time is also of use and value. All right, so let's go ahead, go back to our camera. So one of the other benefits is going to be when building custom control macros. So I've built a couple of macros here in my bank, and the purpose of these macros are to allow me to do things like move, next, and previous, and take things to air. So if I just jump into seeing the XPression, what you'll see is as I press previous, that bar is moving up. And I can see now that I've got my lower third, that it's in preview, and I can go ahead and take that and it'll put it online as well. Now, of course, we can clear the layers manually, or we can clear the layers by building macros as well. But again, I can clear that other layer while still keeping my lower third so that my lower third can still go on air as well. Might as well have some moving video so we can see that's there. All right. So I can move around, I can move up, I can move down, I could clear CGs, so I could just clear an individual channel. So I can say clear CG1, right? Here I've got my clearing of channels, so I built another button so that we can clear that CG2. So hit that button, and now what I'm going to see is that all of my channels have now cleared, because first we cleared one, and now we've cleared CG2. So I can move down to my next graphic. It's my slab. Go ahead, take that. It takes it, puts it in. Now that it's good and it's in there, I can go ahead and I can key that slab. And because we were using the take next command, essentially, it's moving that sequencer around for us. So when we look at our sequencer, what it has done is it had taken it and moved down to the next item. So when I take next on this one, you'll notice it puts the slab into Media Store 2. So just looking at the multi-viewer, I can see that the other slab is in Media Store 2. So making it easy to transition with or without a key from preview into program. Let's grab the right keys. And so now alternating those keyers. So now we could say maybe go back here. We hit that next again, because that's going to change the graphic in Media 4. I've got my full page, so now we go ahead and we perform the transition. And because it had been advancing, now we've got another graphic for channel 1. So we go ahead and we're going to press that button again because it's already on the graphic we want next. So building these sequencers allows us to drive these graphics, build everything prior to seeing it, preview it, and now take it to air. So just like we'd expect from an actual full motion CG. So XPression Live CG is an exceptional value, and when tied with the power of Rosstalk, it becomes a very integrated device for you. So you're able to integrate your graphics, your workflow, and be able to control these things. So I hope that you enjoyed this version of Carbonite U, that if there's any questions or comments, or if you'd just like to request that we do a video of something that you'd like to see, please send it to switchers@rossvideo.com. And again, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. So have a great day.